Rightio, so we've gone past water, hydration, protein, antioxidants, now we're going to hit carbs. White pack, carbohydrates. If you're carbophobic, you're fiber fucked. If you're avoiding carbohydrates, chances are you're avoiding fiber. And without fiber, you're in serious trouble. Because fiber lays down the laws for the entire system, the entire body to work and abide by. If you just don't have a good gut health, which is actually created from fiber, then your body doesn't know what laws it's abiding by, and shit runs riot in the streets, and you don't get what you want to get, and you don't get the nutrients you need, and you don't slow down food, and you don't have the right headspace, you don't create the right amounts of serotonin, you don't heal as fast as anyone else, and you end up at detriment with all your training to where you want to be. Get the carbs, divide them by the fiber. Give me a number of 5 or less and you can eat it. It's going to slow it down. But without carbohydrates give you glycogen, which is energy in the liver, which gives you glucose, which is energy in the muscles, which feeds your organs. Without carbohydrates, you can't lift weights. Without carbohydrates, you can't do power movements. Without carbohydrates, you can't do sprints. You've got to be very, very careful with avoiding carbohydrates, because if you can't lift that weight at that speed, you don't take that with you. If you had to lift less weight at that speed, you take that with you. And that's not good enough. As a basic rule for general people, I'd say 30 grams at every single meal. If you're worried about your body fat, all goods. High fiber at dinner, wake up in the morning, do your conditioning fasted. Now carbohydrates, provided they're not mixed with sugar or they're in that fiber 5 rule, actually take 2 days after storage to store as fat. If you're training every day, you're gonna be sweet. If you're someone that stores fat easy, genetics do play a massive part. I hate victims and I hate complainers, but there are some reasons that I will believe you if you say you're naturally a fat person. You need to train twice a day. But if you avoid carbohydrates, your body and your organs and your ability to move is going to be inhibited, which is going to create cortisol and make you hold on to fat and chew muscle fiber. I'm going to go a little bit into the science, and I'm sorry about this, okay? But once you know your muscle mass, you are at a serious advantage with carbohydrates, because carbohydrates store in the muscle and the liver. Now what you're going to do is, you're going to get your muscle mass, you're going to times it by 2.2. Then times that by 13.8. The Sterling Passmore equation is what it's called. Then once you've done that, you're going to find out how often you train. 5 to 7 sessions a week, full time, or you train 3 to 4 sessions a week, part time. 5 to 7 times the number by 1.7. If you're a part timer, times the number by 1.3. I ended up with 2,581 calories, which is my resting metabolic rate. Okay, so that's the calories I need to survive each day with my training schedule. You're going to times that resting metabolic rate by 0.5. So you're going to halve it. Then divide that by 4. And that's going to give you your grams of carbohydrates. Now, if you want to go even further, we're going to go from grams of carbohydrates into fiber. Now, I'm recommended to have 322 grams of carbohydrates a day. Holy shit, that's a lot of it. But I've got a solid training load. I've got a lot of lifting, a lot of running. If I cut back on that lifting and running, I'm going to have to cut back on the carbohydrates. If I make sure that they're fiber 5 carbohydrates, I'm not going to put on fat. Now divide that number by 3 and you're looking at your grams of fiber. So for me, 108 grams of fiber. That's crazy, because the daily recommended intake for Australians is 20 grams. And we wonder why we're all so sick and fucked up. Fiber heals the body. Carbohydrates are your lifting fuel. Without carbohydrates, you're fucking with your cortisol, you're messing with your results, you're messing with your energy levels, you're messing with your mindset, and you will not see gains when it comes to performance. If you want to cut the carbs right out and look shredded, go for it. But you're going to eventually start to lose muscle, and then what happens? Your microbiome, your guts gets all fucked up, and then when you finally go back to the old version of eating, you blow out, and your body can't fix it because the microbiome is not there to help it. That's why people yo-yo. Carbohydrates are vital. Cut down them if you want to go breakfast and lunch, but do not cut them out. Let's go.